Growth or opportunity? I know that sounds a little bit like a opposite question. Most people think growth is opportunity, but I'll just give you a little bit of explanation about what I'm talking about. So the question I get a couple of times, not often, but little higher level question than normal people would ask, is that should I first get the skills and then pursue an opportunity, or should I pursue an opportunity and get the skills on the fly? This is a good question, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability and to the best of whatever I know through my experience. Hope it helps. Firstly, there is only one you, but there are many opportunities. And this is something that you must remember every single day of your life. The reason that this is important is because most people are under the impression that there will be only one opportunity in your life. If you don't catch it, you're done, you're finished, that's it, there's no more opportunities again. This is not true. This is never true. There are scores of examples. Steve Jobs thought something similar when he was kicked out of Apple. He started Next. He said it was the best thing that could have ever happened to him. The reason? He only benefited from having left Apple. He didn't lose anything. Coming back to other problems, other situations, there are scores of such examples every single day. People think they got fired. There's this one guy who's called Noah Kagan. Noah Kagan, you can just Google him. He was employee number 30 at Facebook. So when Facebook was a very small company, he was working there. He got fired from Facebook. And after that, he created his own company called SumoMe, and it serves thousands and millions of people across the globe. If he were at Facebook, maybe he would still be employee number 30 and he would have made a lot of money, but it would still be the case wherein he wouldn't have thought that he'd have any other opportunity in life. But he did get another opportunity. This happens every time when we think that we want to be Bill Gates, we want to be Mark Zuckerberg, we want to be somebody. But the truth is, even Mark Zuckerberg did not think he would become whoever he became. In a Y Combinator Startup School interview, Mark Zuckerberg said, and I quote, that I didn't think Facebook would ever be a big thing and we would be the ones doing it. So he said Facebook had the potential to be a big thing, but he thought that some big company like Microsoft or some other company would do it. That is what he thought, and you can go and watch the video, and you can hear him say this. Imagine the person who's running one of the biggest companies in the world thought that he would not be the one doing it. Coming back to the skills versus opportunities question, growth versus opportunities. So, should you first get the skill or should you get the opportunity? Should you grab the opportunity when you get it? There's one thing that you can do here. If you see an opportunity and if you see it early on, you could do one thing, which is maybe put on a small thing out there. Say, you just create the little website of the company or create the idea, Facebook page, create a few things and just leave it there because you can use it in the future. But I would not recommend this because I have done this, and what it adds up to do is that you'll get a lot of domain bills, you will get a lot of extra processing cognitive load unnecessarily on your head, which you don't want to have. Why would you want to have extra? Let us say that this look at your mind like it's a computer. Okay, in a computer, let us say you have this octa core, whatever, 4 cores, 5 cores of a processor. So if one core is working on one thing and three other cores are working on something else, what happens is that unnecessary core is being used for some X activity. So if you just close the application, say you have 10 tabs open in your browser window, if you just close a few tabs, the load goes down, and now these existing tabs will load much faster. So the same thing is true with humans, wherein if we try to put our energies into too many things, none of them happen perfectly, and each of them will happen at a suboptimal level. So I have done this, and I even got a competitive advantage on many different places. But I would still not recommend this because unless you have a big budget, it will become a pain to carry forward for a long time. And if you think everything is, and after a while, if you are in business, everything will look like an opportunity to you. Okay, you will see X, you'll think that's an opportunity. You'll see Y, you see that's an opportunity. But every opportunity is not pursuable by you. That's one thing that you must remember. So there are certain mindsets, certain models, mental models as they call them, which you could adopt and learn these better. I find the work of Tim Ferriss to be some good starting points, and you could also pick up this book called From Darwin to Munger. From Darwin to Munger by some Mr. Bevelin, some Charles Bevelin, somebody like that. So that's actually good. That's a good book, and you can learn about mental models more and more through that. But apart from that, there are many mental models that you could yourself create. Another book is Principles by Ray Dalio, which I think is a brilliant book. He teaches you how to analyze any situation through a set of principles, and that has been very useful to me in my life. So to close, I would just like to say this: any opportunity will repeat itself. So if you're not ready to capture one single opportunity, you have to let it go. That is the truth of life. There is nothing else you can do. If you're too late, there's nothing else you can do. If you're early enough, you may be able to pull something off. So I'm not saying that this is a hard and fast rule. Okay, so don't think that that is the case because there is a rule or there's a law created by Al Ries and Jack Trout in their book 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. And the book is, and the law is, it says, it is better to be first than it is to be better. Let me repeat that. It is better to be first than it is to be better. So, what does this mean? So, it means that if you come into the market first, people begin to resonate with the entire category with your name. Let me give you a simple example like Dish TV. So Dish TV was the first DTH, direct to home, like without any cable kind of satellite television service. Until today, people still, even though they have Tata Sky, even though there's like 10 other providers that provide Dish TV to you, even till today, Dish TV, people still call it Dish TV. Yeah, Dish TV. So I don't know if Dish TV has been able to capitalize on that brand power or market power. That's up to them. They should have done something with it. I don't know if Dish TV is still alive till this day, but that's what they think. That's what happens when you're first in the market. But again, you must look at the companies that start these or take up these opportunities. Usually, these companies are not one person things. They are ready, they have infrastructure, they have plans, they have everything in the book. So for them to start something like this is different. So that immutable law of marketing is different. If you are a one person show, a solopreneur or somebody who's getting started, if you think that way, what's going to happen is you must also calculate all the other costs which are involved. So that is not practical. So I'd like to again reiterate and just give you this message so that you can use it well. I always think it is better to get the skill first by doing whatever. Let us say you have to work somewhere, work. You have to do something else, do whatever you have to. You have to pick the brains of some smart people, go and pick their brains, find out how to reach them, email them, call them, mentor them, ask for mentorship, go and meet them at public events, ask them for some support, ask their assistants for support, ask them, look at their schedules, look at what they do, look at how they do it, look at the skills that they have. All of these things, they help you in every single way possible. So getting the skill first, being ready for an opportunity is much more important than having an opportunity, because after a while you'll begin to figure that life is full of opportunities. You think that there's only one opportunity, but there are so many opportunities. Google was at the top of its game Okay, when Google could have easily created a social platform, and in their book, How Google Works, Eric Schmidt admits that they were caught by surprise by this thing called Facebook. How? They started a copy service, like a Me Too service called Google Plus, and Google Plus is nowhere today. Nobody uses it. Why? They couldn't see the opportunity. But even though the opportunity was there, but that doesn't mean that Google is ignoring all opportunities. So opportunities exist. So internet company Google was there. When Google arrived, there were already 20 other big search engines. Google destroyed them. Google is the number one company now. Yahoo was big when Google began. Yahoo is nowhere today. All these things have happened, and opportunities will keep showing themselves. So Microsoft missed the boat of the mobile revolution. Today, nobody uses a Microsoft phone. Yes, today Microsoft is still trying to get it back, and because it's such a good company, they've been able to make some progress. But that does not mean that they are able to pull all these things off. Wherein that does not mean that they are able to compete with the Android, which they are not able to do, right? So opportunities will keep coming up, and you need to be prepared for the opportunities. So it is you first and opportunity second. Just because there's an opportunity, you don't jump in with both feet. That is the message I wanted to give to you today, and hope you had a good learning from this. Please use it. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments, and see you next time.